Canyonlands. This is one of the most extreme and awe-inspiring landscapes in all of America. Temperatures here can swing wildly from scorching summer highs of over 100 degrees Fahrenheit to freezing winter nights. The desert climate brings sudden storms and flash floods that carve into the sandstone, creating breathtaking canyons, mesas, and buttes. It's a place of raw beauty and unforgiving conditions, where survival once depended on a deep understanding of the land. Established as a national park back in 1964, Canyonlands preserves over 330,000 acres of rugged wilderness, showcasing the power of erosion and the resilience of life in one of Earth's most dramatic settings. Also, this is the next chapter of the Big Western Wedding road trip, and it's one for the history books. This is also our first video filmed in Utah after we arrived up in the LaSalle Mountains the night before. Canyonlands is divided into 3 distinct districts, each offering a unique experience: the island in the sky, the needles, and the maze. Today, we'll be exploring the island in the sky region, a stunning mesa that rises over 1,000 feet above the surrounding landscape. This area is known for its breathtaking overlooks, dramatic vistas, and accessible trails that offer a glimpse into the park's grandeur. In this video, and over the next few episodes, we'll uncover some of the park's ancient secrets, visiting granaries built by the ancestral people from thousands of years ago. These granaries were carefully constructed to store food and protect it from the harsh desert climate and wildlife, ensuring the survival of the people who lived here. The Native American life in this region was deeply connected to the land. They thrived by understanding its rhythms and resources, leaving behind a legacy that speaks to their ingenuity and resilience. Also in this episode, we'll be climbing towering buttes and exploring overlooks that seem to stretch on forever, offering views that are simply indescribable. From hiking to hidden arches to witnessing the dance of shadows across the Red Rock Canyons, every step will tell a story of adventure, resilience, and discovery. At the end of the day, this is more than just a trip. It's a journey through time and an exploration of the natural forces that shape not only the land, but the people who have called this place home for millennia. Get ready for an adventure that will leave you speechless and inspire you to see the world through new eyes. And, as always, enough talking. Let's get to hiking. Alrighty folks, well I'm tucked behind Bertha here because it is windy, but anyway, welcome back to an all new episode of Maximum Outdoors. Our out west adventure continues. I'm up here in the LaSalle Mountains here in Utah. Made it to Utah last night, and check out these views looking down upon Moab. If we had a telescope right now, we could actually see Arches National Park off in the distance. So yeah, a little information: if you ever seen those mountains behind Delicate Arch in any pictures, that's where I'm standing right now. These are the LaSalles. Let me poke out of here. Hopefully the wind isn't too bad. You can see some big old mountains here. Mount Tuck, Mount Peel, all over 10,000 feet. It is currently in the 50s up here. Once we get down into the desert down there, it's gonna be nearly 90 degrees today. So I'm gonna be taking you to Canyonlands. We're gonna be doing kind of a menagerie of trails today. There doesn't really seem to be any longer distance trails within the park, but hey, we'll check off another national park today. So let's head on down the mountain. I'll show you some of the views, and let's get to hiking. What do you say? Day number 6 on the Great Western Wedding road trip. Let's frickin' go. Well, we have made it off of the mountain and down into the low country here. As you can see, a pretty drastic change from those alpine views we were looking at earlier. Also, it was a 25-degree temperature change. And if you look off to the right, that is actually the Colorado River as it winds on through the Moab area here. But yeah, check out all that red rock. If you ever come out this way, make sure you get up early, because seeing all the red rock getting hit, you know, with early morning sun is just something that everybody should see at least one time in their life. Like, look at the views off in the distance there. Not too bad. think I was just gonna get out fast, like annual pass or whatever. Alrighty folks, how about that drive? We have officially arrived in our second national park for our big western journey. We are here at Canyonlands National Park. I'm standing up here in the high country along the mesa. You can see some buttes rising above the mesa here off in the distance. So like I said earlier, we're gonna be doing a handful of very short trails. This might be another long video like last week, but I want to try to show you as much as I can here from Canyonlands. So maybe if you're not familiar with this national park, there's actually 3 districts. You have the Maze and the Needles, which are very seldomly gone to. They don't get a lot of visitors. Where I'm at right now is probably the most popular section of Canyonlands. This is known as Island in the Sky, and you will see why in a few hours whenever I take you down to one of the cooler viewpoints that you will see in the entire country. But anyway, I'm here at Aztec Butte. We're going to be doing a 1.5 miles up to one of these buttes off in the distance. I'm gonna guess it's that one. We'll also see some Native American remnants from thousands of years ago. So yeah, I'm gonna get the bag on. Welcome to Canyonlands National Park, and thank you for joining me once again for an all-new adventure with Maxim Outdoors. So let's hit the trail and go explore Canyonlands. What do you say? All right, well, before we hit the trail, here is some nice signage if you're into this kind of thing, talking about Aztec Butte, where we're going to be heading. It says, rising above the mesa, Aztec Butte overlooks sheer cliffs and twisted canyons. It also talks about the indigenous people that used to thrive here. They would climb up the buttes to conduct ceremonies, snare eagles, and then they would build these structures to store items in. So, and as I said earlier, this is a 1.5 miles. I think there's a little split off right here that will take us up to see this old granary here. So yeah, let's go check out Aztec Butte. What do you say, guys? There are no blazes, no markers on this trail. I'm kind of just following along this old wash, which is evidence of those crazy flash floods that they do get here out in the desert. Cacti everywhere, even some blooming wildflowers. But yeah, I think our first stop is going to be that old granary. I'm trying to find the spur trail here, and then you can see Aztec Butte off in the distance there. But yeah, definitely feels like we have arrived out west. Just like gorgeous red rock, all these very hardy pine trees and yucca plants everywhere you look. Feels like you're walking along the surface of Mars here. Well, a nice look at the mesa as the wind is just whipping up here, and off to my left, you get a nice view at Aztec Butte. That does not look like it's going to be easy. And then off in the distance, you can see the LaSalle Mountains. That's where we came from this morning, pretty much at the tippy top. But yeah, Aztec Butte. We're going to continue on to the left here and check out the old granary, and then we'll try to tackle that behemoth. That looks like it's going to be fun. All right, well, we just hopped over this little ledge here. Check out all this red rock, all these little dimples kind of poked in the side of it. Pretty much a sheer drop off right here, as you can see. And another butte off in the distance. And then right around the corner here, check this out. There she is. The old Native American granary. How cool is this? This was dated to be 900 years old. And the native folks would have used this for cover. They would have hung out under these ledges to get away from storms in the sun. But they would store their grain in these little buildings here, hence the name granary. They would leave, you know, the Native Americans lived a very nomadic life. They would go where the food was, and then potentially would come back here whenever the weather was better, or maybe their growing season was better. But they would store all their corn and whatnot in here. They would put these slabs in front of these so that rodents couldn't get in. But yeah, this is just an awesome piece of history here, guys. An old granary. So yeah, I'm gonna hang out here for a second, take this all in, and then we are gonna go climb up Aztec Butte. But yeah, if walls could talk, imagine what you'd hear. Well, a nice look over the mesa as we bid adieu to the granaries behind me. Another kind of interesting fact is there are thousands of these scattered throughout the Southwest. I'm sure plenty of them still undiscovered. You'll find these on top of like sheer cliffs. It makes you wonder how those people got up there. But yeah, even cooler, you can see some of the old wood. I mean, this was all handmade, obviously. Just crazy to think, you know, thinking about the people that built these. Must have been hard times back then. All right, this is really cool. Let's get going. Well, here we are, made it to the base of Aztec Butte, and this looks like it's gonna be a butt kicker. The wind is howling. It looks like that is some slick rock. You can see some folks up there kind of scaling the side of that white rock. Yeah, I don't know if we'll make it all the way to the top, but we'll give it the old college try, so let's get it. I don't even know if you folks can hear me right now. It is windier here in Canyonlands than it was on top of that 13er I did a couple of days ago, believe it or not. Yeah, as you can see, slowly but surely making it up. Aztec Butte here. Some really awesome views of the surrounding landscape though. Probably see you at the top if I make it. Oh, more amazing views from the butte here. I've passed probably 5 or 6 folks along this trail and none of them have made it to the top. So I don't know if that's extra motivation or if that means we ain't gonna make it. As you can see, it is getting steep here. Looks like we're gonna have to scratch and claw our way up this section. I'll take you up with me, show you if I fall or not. Oh yeah. All right. That looked like that might have been the hard part. Looks like we can cut up this way. Oh, I'm like Spider-Man. Try not to lose my hat. As you can see, I've kind of reached an impasse here. This is probably a false peak or whatever you want to call it right here, but I think I'm gonna try to head up there and we might be nearing the top. So let's do our little cat crawl off some red rock here. See you at the top. All right, well, that wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Going down is probably gonna be a whole nother story, but just behind me here, as you can see, looks like we've almost summited the butte. Something that I can't say I've ever done is climb a butte. So let's go to the top here and check this off the list. What do you say? All right, well, I just stumbled upon this. Pretty interesting. Located pretty much on top of the Butte summit, I guess we'll call it. Not sure if this has Native American ties to it or if maybe just some desperate guy back in the 1800s built this as a windbreak. But yeah, definitely pretty interesting. Maybe if you know something more about this, leave a comment down below. All right, well, here we are at the top of Aztec Butte, 6,293 feet, which makes this, from what I believe, higher than any of the mountains east of the Mississippi, including like Mount Mitchell down in North Carolina. But yeah, pretty epic views. Good view of the LaSalle Mountains off in the distance where we stayed last night, and we'll be staying the rest of the trip. But yeah, I'm not gonna waste too much time up here. I'm gonna head back down, but in order to not make this video, you know, 2 hours long, I think I'm just gonna wrap it up here, and then I'll be coming out with a separate Canyonlands video after this. So yeah, if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you aren't already. Give the video a like, you'll leave me a comment, tell me what your favorite national park is. And I just wanted to say once again, thank you to all the Patreon supporters out there. You make trips like this possible. Just look at this place. So yeah, thank you once again to everybody out there. And I will see you next week as we tackle a few other trails here at Canyonlands National Park. All right, folks, I will see you next week.